With the rise in gas prices, the debate grows about letting employees work from home. Yesterday, we spoke with financial expert Sibile Marcellus about how to offset the costs. And we've been reporting on the squeeze we're all feeling because of inflation. Now, rising prices may impact employees returning to the office.
Higher gas prices are fueling the debate over working from home. Consumer analyst Sibile Marcellus joins us now with more. Good morning, Sibile.
Good morning, Chris and Mary. After nearly 2 years of little to no commuting costs, the drive to work now represents a direct hit to many household budgets. AAA's most recent numbers show gas prices at well above $4 a gallon across the entire tri-state. New York drivers are paying the most at $4.38 a gallon. New Jersey drivers aren't far behind, paying $4.21 a gallon at the pump. And in Connecticut, it'll cost you $4.33 a gallon to fill up your tank. And Chris and Mary, many drivers are making changes because of gas prices. 80% of drivers surveyed said they prefer to drive less, but only 29% of drivers between the age of 13 to 34 said they would carpool to save money. And that number dropped to just 11% for drivers over the age of 35. But to save money, 68% of those drivers were willing to combine errands with their commute. The bottom line, the costs add up quickly compared to working from home.
Yeah, significantly more like it. So, Sibile, let me ask you, how much leverage do workers now have? Can they go to their bosses and ask them, hey, let me work from home because it's going to save on my commuting costs? Is that, I guess, looked upon favorably?
Yes. So what we're seeing is that some workers during the past 2 years have not had the option to work from home. They've had to show up in person. But for those workers who did have the option to work remotely and have already proven to their bosses that they can do their work as well from home as they did in the office, or even better, they absolutely have leverage to ask their employers if they can continue to work from home.
And what about hybrid work? Is offering that to employees maybe an enticement now for corporations to retain those employees?
It absolutely is an enticement right now. Employers are fully aware that many employees have enjoyed working from home and would like those benefits to continue. So many employers are willing to offer that to their employees, but also in trying to attract job candidates, putting that up there within job postings that they are offering these remote opportunities.
Hey, as long as you can get the job done, right?
That's
Whether it's
right.
at home or at work. Sibile, let me ask you about, I guess, keeping up with inflation right now. Is this a good time to be able to go to the bosses and say, hey, everything is costing me more, from the commute to basically getting dinner at the market? Is it a good time to ask for a raise as it relates to all of these rising prices?
Yes, it absolutely is a good time to ask for a raise, because we're seeing with inflation the cost of so many items going up. We've been talking about gas, but also the price of groceries, the price of rent. So definitely, it's very much a good time to talk to your employer and see if you can negotiate a raise, and at least a raise that keeps up with inflation.
And I wanted to ask you about fuel prices. If fewer people drive, do you think that could help stabilize gas prices?
In theory, yes. If fuel demand were to drop, then gas prices would ease somewhat. What we're seeing is that fuel demand is still strong. Many people are actually returning to the office. And what we're seeing, too, is that with the warmer weather, more people actually want to go out and drive. I personally really enjoy driving with the windows down and enjoying the spring weather now that it's here.
Yeah.
We all enjoy driving until we see we've got less than a quarter of a tank left, and now we have to fill up in this day. Let me ask you about some ways people can save at the pump. Any tips for people?
Yes, so some of the ways that we're seeing people save at the pump, being creative, is carpooling, for example, so you can split that gas bill. And also, people are combining running errands with their commute so they don't have to make as many trips. So we're seeing people really coming up with different ideas for how to save at the pump.
Okay, I do like that. Combine a couple of things, your commute and your trips to the market. Okay, Sibile Marcellus, thanks so much for taking the time. Great to talk with you as always.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Chris.
And for more money-saving tips, watch CBS News New York Live weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m.